Hi, I'm Dorothy Guerra. You're watching Get Loud About Your Life on TAG TV. Now this show is all about wellness. And today I have a really great guest that's going to talk to you all about love. Now how does love inspire wellness? Well, when we live in a world of stress, isolation, busy schedules, sometimes we forget to recognize the people around us in our immediate life, and more so, we don't even notice the people that surround us in the world. I believe that the best remedy for a healthy, happy life is to really tap into the energy of love. And today, Maggie's going to talk to you about her charity, Colors of Love, and how we're going to spread love around the world. Let me bring in the beautiful superstar, Maggie Habieta.
So wonderful to see
it's so
you,
awesome
Dor.
to see you too.
There are some roses for you.
Oh wow, thank you. Beautiful. Have a seat. So Maggie, I'm so excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
What you're doing is inspiring our community to really recognize how to reach out to each other and appreciate one another. And you're doing this through the words of love. Can you tell us what the Colors of Love is?
Colors of Love International Concert. It actually is a concert. It's a celebration of love and diversity through the performing artists. So even though it's like a global movement, because we bring stars internationally from different countries, they're not stars from here, or we do have a few of them from here, but mainly they are from overseas. They come together, we celebrate to show the world how diverse we are and how much beauty is in that diversity. How when we are so different, we can learn so much from each other.
Right. Now, can you tell me how this whole idea inspired you? Because it's a big task to put something like this together and put a charity together and, you know, do it from the goodness of your heart to recognize people around the world and ultimately bring people together. What was your motivation? How did this all begin?
It is an immense task, especially when you're dealing with volunteers and people who really come together because they want to help. They really want to be part of it, and they don't expect a payment back. So it's like-minded people who want to be part of this and to help out.
Right. And now for you, what inspired you? How did the story come about? How did it begin?
It actually goes really far back.
That's great.
Me coming from Poland, as you know, I came from a small village at the age of 16. I left the country because, and that is a very, very long time ago, because I couldn't get educated as an artist. I always wanted to be an artist, to paint, to create. But back then, living in a small village, I didn't have the opportunity to study art, and I always appreciated art, whether it's visual, music. Art is art, any form or shape. And so Colors of Love, partially, actually a big part of it is helping other artists, bring them on stage, celebrate their arts, the differences between, the differences that we all have. So coming from a small village, living there, I felt like it was a very small and closed, I wouldn't say closed-minded place. How would you describe that?
Isolated from the world a little bit.
I felt the place was too small for me. And coming to Canada, where I could all of a sudden see different religions, different people from different countries, eat different food, experience so much diversity, I'm actually very grateful that I couldn't get educated in Poland when I was little. I'm grateful for that. I was upset with the country for many years. I didn't want to go back because I was hurt, you know. I couldn't get to art school. I tried 3 times. I didn't get in. And coming to Canada opened up the doors for me. I could study art. I could express myself. I could be who I wanted to be. I love this country, but I also wanted, connecting with Ivan Komarenko from Poland a few years back, who has the same past like me. He comes from Siberia. I come from Poland. I left the country that he came to live. We had this same connection of this very difficult childhood and trying to achieve your goals being an artist. Being an artist is not easy. As you know, many artists struggle. and they're now very business people. So helping each other, I feel I have accomplished my goals. There's still always more to come, but I'm talking about my photography business. It was my passion. I brought that to life. Ivan has been a very successful star in Poland, very famous star, singer. And so together we put these colors of love on together to help other artists, and not just help the artists, but bring people together and help each other, because the more we come together, the more help each other, we make this world a better place.
That's beautiful. And you know, it's when did it come to you that, you know, this is something that you wanted to do? How did it come out that you were going to do artists? Was there a certain event in your life where you just, a light bulb went off and you thought, oh my goodness, this is what I'm meant to do?
Ever since I was a little girl, I created. I drew princesses, I drew skies, flowers, everything that was beautiful. So that I knew from very young age that I wanted to be an artist. And later on, as I got into photography, being in Canada, I got exposed to performing arts. And I realized that artists are the same kind of people. They feel the same. They're like one family, you know. And so I could understand whether it was performing arts, dance, or just painting or photography. It's all art, that we are all the same. And so I have a huge heart for artists.
Yeah, and how did you come up with Colors of Love? How did that name come to you?
Yes, Colors of Love, as the name says, colors is for nationalities, for different skin tones, and love is for love. Colors of love, it symbolizes,
right? Well, it's actually taking off a lot in our community. Like, everybody knows that you are Colors of Love, the face of Colors of Love, and all the work that you've done to put this together. With that being said, what does love mean to you?
Love is something that has helped me in life. Love is this wonderful, amazing warmth in your heart that never leaves you. And the more of it you get, the more you manifest, multiply, and the more you give to others, the more it comes back to you. In business, I didn't know really much about business. I just knew that if you do whatever you do with your whole heart and you love people, you can accomplish anything. And that was my secret. That is not a secret, because
you're a beautiful person. And now I know before you were a photographer, because you run, you know, a very successful photography business in Oakville. You were a painter, right? Is that right?
I graduated from OCAD.
And can you tell me what that was like, going from painting to photography, just so that the audience gets to know a little bit more about, you know, the history of Maggie?
Thank you. It was just changing the tool. Instead of paintbrush, using the digital pen, the camera, capturing and having the camera as the canvas, and editing is what brings it to the next level for me. The digital technology allowed me to do this. If it was film days, I don't know if I would do the same thing. So
wow. Now
technology allows.
Also, with our community being so diverse, and Canada in general being so diverse, what do you think is your biggest obstacle when faced with the challenges of love and bringing all these artists together and selling the whole idea of diversity? What are some of the obstacles?
Often what happens is, I've noticed that's happening over and over again, when a star performer comes from a country. If it's Poland, only Polish people come to see that star. If it's Pakistani people go to see. I feel it's such a other cultures don't know what they're losing out on. So bringing star from Poland and having Pakistani people come and join. I'm just giving us an example, because I love every single country out there. Every culture is so beautiful. So them coming together and celebrating together, learning about each other, sitting next to each other, taking a selfie together, you start to create special moments that bind. And when diverse people come together, a stranger that you don't know anything about, you can learn so much from. So when these people come together, they can achieve so much more, whether it's in their personal lives, in business, in every way.
And let me ask you this, with our community being so diverse, why is it that you feel bringing in stars from across the globe more valuable than, you know, tapping into the diversity of our community? Because I'm sure you must get asked that all the time.
That's a great question. It is because it's a global movement. It is called International Concert Colors of Love. That's why we got to bring stars internationally, because living in Canada, we kind of understand their environment. We are very diverse, and we are very different, but we kind of take it for granted. I think we are used to it, and still people do their own things in their own communities. But bringing the star from overseas, from that country particularly, the country that it may be, we're making a statement. They're coming from afar. Canada is new to them, and I think it just makes a bigger statement.
Bringing everybody in globally.
Globally, yes, and you know, with today's globalization, the world becomes like a small village.
That's right. It's amazing. Now, this is a high-end event that you're basically putting on that represents international artists in a concert series one evening on October the 28th. Now, can you tell us some of the lineup that you have scheduled for that night, that we will be able to all come together and experience the music and the artists?
I do have a beautiful poster that's just been created. The stars are from Italy, Poland, Peru, of course Canada. We have dancers. We have 2 dancers, and UK, Bollywood star from UK.
Awesome. And now can you tell people how they can get tickets and how they can be part of this?
We would love you to join us on October 28th at the Mississauga Living Arts Center. To get your tickets, please go directly to the theater. The link is tickets@colorsoflove.ca.
And then what about sponsorships and anything like that? Are you still looking for more support? Because this is a charity,
yes,
correct?
It is. We always do. We welcome everybody, anybody who wants to come in and be part of it, whether it's just with a good heart and, you know, being there, or sponsors who want to. Of course, it's a volunteer based, and you know, we have to pay the expenses of the theater, which is a big expense. We need to cover, and we need to raise money for mental health. We forgot to mention. This is
which I'm going to get into that.
Oh, you were going to.
Yeah. So with this being a charity, what is it? What are you supporting with Colors of Love? What are we reaching out to and extending that love to, as far as a charitable point of view?
That's right. Not only we spread love, but we also spread awareness for mental health. And the name of the organization is Hats On for Awareness. I have been supporting this organization for 10 years. It really, they are very close to my heart, and not because, I mean, I support other organizations, many of them, but this one is big because I believe that no one should feel they're alone, left out, suffer depression, or there's so many kinds of mental illness, but every one of us is touched by it in some way. My own dad committed suicide as a result of this. Is a terrible thing to go through. And you know, no one should be left alone. And the more we spread the awareness, the more we spread love to people in need or people we know, the better it is. And I always say, love is like medicine.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. Sorry about your father. You know, it's happened in my family as well, so I totally can understand what that is like. So make sure you go out and get your tickets. I'm so happy that you've joined me on this show tonight, and I wish you the most success on October the 28th for Colors of Love, and I'm sure the whole community will be out there to support you. And in closing, normally what I do is a yoga pose, and today I thought I would inspire you with a gesture of love. And I find it very appropriate how you're supporting mental illness, and I think a lot of that is isolation and people not reaching out to people in need, because we're so involved in our own lives and our self-love that we forget to give love. So rather than doing a yoga pose this week, what I think I'd like to do is just an expression of going out there and giving somebody a hug, because you never know whose life you can save with a smile, a kiss, or a hug, or even just a simple hello.
Absolutely.
So with that, I'd like to give you a big hug.
Oh, you need it. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I hope you go out this week and get loud about your life and get lots and give lots of love.